Okay, so you need to be able to make sure that the fondant can roll out to about 1/4 inch of a thickness and should be able to cover the diameter of this and the height, plus the height times 2. So if you have, say, about 4 inches high, so that makes 8 inches plus 6 inches, which is, what, like 14. So you need 14 inches across the fondant. I dusted the surface with a little bit of cornstarch. I'll probably use a little bit more, just to be on the safe side. And then you want to move your fondant constantly too to make sure that it's not sticking to your surface. The smoother the surface, the better. I love my marble. It's pretty perfect for everything that I do sweets-wise. You want to try and make it as close to a circle as you can. I'm still perfecting that one. You can see I'm moving it a lot. Once it starts to get bigger, it's going to be harder to move because it's going to stretch quite a bit. But if you slide your hand under there and use your arm, it'll make it a little bit easier. Now I'm going to measure this just to see where I'm at. So I'm actually probably just about right. I'm going to do a little bit more just to be on the safe side. This fondant's supposed to look a little bit like ice, so I marbled in a little bit of a navy blue color with it. Now what I'm going to do, the easiest way for me to transfer it personally is I roll it over a rolling pin, and then very carefully we're going to put it over the cake itself. The cake was iced very smooth, and then once it's iced really smooth, you want to make sure that it's chilled well too. It'll be easier to get the fondant on there. You smooth out the top first. There's less chance of getting air bubbles that way or working out any air bubbles that there might be. Now here comes the tricky part. This is where most people start to have problems because it starts to wrinkle. But what you do is you move from the top down and flare it out like you'd flare out a skirt. If this is a guy watching, you might not know how to flare out a skirt, but this is how you do it. And then as you're moving around, you're moving further down too. You're going to notice that there's quite a bit of excess sometimes, and when that happens, you can go ahead and take a pair of scissors and cut off some of the excess, and that'll make it less likely to wrinkle at the bottom. This took a lot of practice for me, and I wasn't lucky enough to have a video. I had to read manuals and the internet and practice and practice and then practice some more. See how I can just keep flaring out and being real gentle with it. But you also want to move fast because it starts to dry up a little bit and it can wrinkle. It's called elephant skin, and it does actually look quite a bit like elephant skin. So if you ever want to make an elephant, you're good to go. Just wait a long time. And towards the end, it's going to start to ruffle at the bottom, and that's okay. As long as you can smooth it out right next to the cake, you'll be alright. Here we go. We're getting closer. Looking pretty. And now I'm going to smooth around again. And now it's looking lovely. And now what we want to do is we want to cut off the excess. For me, I like to be on the safe side, so I cut a little bit extra off.
About a 1/4 inch.
Yeah, exactly. About a 1/4 inch away from the cake, and that way...
You can curl under?
No, I actually don't curl under. What I do is I kind of push it in a little bit more, and then, this is my own little trick, I slowly cut off little bits, and I smooth with the side of my knife. Because then you get a nice clean line, and you don't have anything folded under to make it uneven if you're stacking cakes, which is something that I will be doing with this cake.
That's interesting. I never knew that.
Yep. See, now you know. Next time you cover a cake, which I will probably force you to do this summer, we'll be good to go. That was David, by the way. Alright, and you just keep going around like this. And I'll try and soften it up a little bit, or make sure that it's nice and smooth on the sides. If I see a little bubble, if for some reason you see a big air bubble on the side, another good way of taking care of that is you can get a little teeny sewing needle and you just pierce the side of it, go in at an angle, and you can let the air out and then smooth it out. That's also another really nice trick to know when all of a sudden you see a big giant air bubble on the side of your cake, because it can panic you if you don't know that. We're almost done here and it's going to be gorgeous. Well, the top tier. It's top tier. Oh.
Yay!
And there you have a beautifully smooth covered cake. Naomi, this is for you. Have a beautiful day. Bye.